Part 2. Managing your emotions and checking how you think. One of the recommended treatments for depression is cognitive behavior therapy, also known as CBT. CBT explores the three parts of depression we talked about earlier. The way we think. It helps us to question the way we think about events and situations. How we feel. It helps us to understand, manage, and overcome or cope with symptoms of depression and strong and persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. What we do. It helps us to change what we do and to engage with life once again. The aim is to move on from feeling depressed, where we have more negative thoughts and feelings, which can affect what we do and stop us going out as much, to thinking which makes us feel better, where we have more helpful thoughts, which are balanced and hopeful, more pleasant feelings with fewer symptoms of low mood, and feel able to engage with life again. For example, CBT could help you move from the diagram below, where you have unhelpful thoughts, feel sad, tearful or tired, and then stay at home or lie in bed and do nothing, to more balanced thinking which makes us feel better, where helpful thoughts and pleasant feelings help you feel able to engage in hobbies and interests. The goal is to learn to cope with depression, not to eliminate general feelings of sadness. Everyone feels sad, and this is normal. Depression is different. This is when feelings of sadness become overwhelming, persist, and have an impact on your life. The aim is to help you manage the feelings that are part of your depression so that they don't interfere with life and stop you doing what you want to do. This video will take you through 6 steps that will help you learn to cope with feelings of depression. Monitor your mood and what you do. Feel better and manage your emotions. Get busy. Identify and challenge the way you think. Learn to solve problems. Look after yourself. There are also some worksheets that you can download to try and help you out with these ideas. You can do this on your own, but sometimes it can be really helpful to have someone talk through this with you. For example, you may feel you can talk to a parent, carer or trusted adult, and they can help you without interfering. Or you may have a partner or close friend who understands how hard you are finding things and would be willing to listen. Their job is to listen and help you think, not to solve it for you. Step 1. Monitor your mood and what you do. When people feel down, they stop doing things. They may not go out so much and may spend more time on their own. A useful first step is to check what you're doing to see if there are any times during the day that you feel worse than others. A helpful way of doing this is to keep a diary. For each hour of the day, write down what you did and how you felt. Choose a number from 1, very weak, to 100, very strong, to rate the strength of your feeling. A worksheet, what you do, how you feel, is included for you to use. If this feels hard, talk to your supporter and see how they might be able to encourage and help you. You can see an example of the diary here. Try and complete the diary for 2 or 3 days, and then make some quiet time to review it. You could do this with your support person. You're looking for any patterns that will help you understand your low mood. Is this what you expected, or are you beginning to feel slightly better? When are your feelings of sadness strongest? For example, when you're in your bedroom on your own. When are your unpleasant feelings weakest? For example, when you're busy and helping mum. If there are any times when feelings of sadness are particularly strong, It may be possible to explore whether things could be done differently. If you feel worse when you're in your bedroom on your own, could time spent in your bedroom be reduced? For example, could you do your homework downstairs? Or if you feel particularly sad in the morning when you wake up, could you try a different routine? Could you get up straight away instead of lying in bed listening to your sad thoughts? Or perhaps try to listen to some music instead? If you feel particularly sad returning home to an empty house after school, is there something else you could do? Could you meet up with a friend after school, join an after-school club, or perhaps visit a relative? Experiment and see if changing things can help you to feel better. Step 2. Feel better and manage your emotions. Feeling depressed is horrible. However, we tend to accept and live with these unpleasant feelings rather than looking after ourselves and doing something to make ourselves feel better. There are many ways we can help ourselves, so experiment and find out what helps you. Develop a toolbox of feel-good ideas so that if one doesn't work, you can try another. You may already have some ideas that work for you. The Feeling Better handout provides a number of different ideas, so try them and find out which help you. Remember, the more you practice, the more these ideas will help. Step 3. Get busy. When people feel down, they often feel tired and stop doing things, even those things they used to enjoy. Hobbies, interests, activities, or visiting places happen less often. The third step is to get busy and to start doing things again. You can start by making a list of the things you used to enjoy but have now stopped. You don't do very often but would like to do more, or that you haven't done but would like to try. A worksheet called Have More Fun is included in the resources which accompany this video. Depression can feel overwhelming, so that becoming busier may feel hard. If it feels difficult, talk with your supporter and see if they can help you. Remember, whatever you are able to do, no matter how small, it will be helpful. You could also try to set yourself different levels for your goals. If you are going to try and play a musical instrument, you could set a less demanding goal. Pick up and hold the instrument. A medium goal. Pick up and play for a couple of minutes. Or a more demanding goal. Pick up and try to learn a new piece of music for 10 minutes. Or if you were going to make contact with a friend, you could set a less demanding goal. Send one short message. A medium goal. Start a message discussion. Or a more demanding goal. Arrange to talk with someone online for a few minutes. When planning activities, some of the most helpful are those that involve people. Activities could be shopping with your sister, meeting a friend in a cafe, or going to the park. These activities help you reconnect with others. Give a sense of achievement. Activities that give you a sense of pride or accomplishment, such as fixing your bike, playing an instrument, or baking some cookies, are important and meaningful. There's no point simply doing something if it's not important for you. If you like reading or playing a guitar, arrange a trip to the local book or music shop. Once you have identified some activities, build them into your week. Choose one or two and agree when you will do them. A worksheet, Plan More Fun, is included. As you become busier, you may find that things don't seem as much fun as they used to be. Don't worry, the fun may take a little longer to return. Keep reminding yourself that you're doing well and that being busy gives you less time to listen to your negative thoughts. Step 4. Identify and challenge the way you think. The fourth step is to find out more about the way you think. We all have negative and critical thoughts at times. This is normal. The problem when people become depressed if they think like this all the time. They never seem to recognize the good things that happen or their successes. They become trapped in these negative, critical, and unhelpful ways of thinking. If you feel depressed, you're more likely to keep thinking about the things that have gone wrong. For example, if only I hadn't sent that message. Blame yourself for the things that go wrong. For example, as soon as I arrive, people will start arguing. Generalize failure from one aspect to all parts of your life. I did really badly in that exam. I'm going to leave school without any qualifications. Feel hopeless that things can never be different. I will never have any friends. Believe you are a burden to others. I just make people unhappy. Thoughts like these are unhelpful. They make you feel down and unhappy. They are demotivating and don't encourage you to try things, and they make you give up and stop doing things. To get out of this way of thinking, you need to develop more balanced ways of thinking. You may have noticed that your thoughts tumble around in your head like they're in a washing machine. You can spend hours listening to them and end up feeling very sad. This is called ruminating. When you're ruminating, you look for and listen to all the evidence that you are unsuccessful and can't cope. What you need to do is actively search for those times you have been successful and have coped. Instead of simply listening to all the unhelpful thoughts that go round in your head, you need to check them out and see if they are actually seeing the whole picture. To counter your tendency to focus on your unhelpful thoughts, you can keep a log of all the positive and good things you've done or been part of. The aim is not to eradicate any negative thoughts, but to put them in perspective. Each day, identify 2 or 3 positive things that have happened. These could be examples of things you enjoyed, achieved, that made you feel good, or nice things people said about you. Because you're so used to looking for evidence that you're a failure, you may find this difficult. This is where you could call on your support person. They can help you to think about your day and can help you find things that have gone well. You can ask more than one person too. The aim is not to stop all your negative thoughts. We all think like this at times. The goal is to help you notice that positive things happen too. Watching the list grow will help you to recognize that although things are hard, good things do happen and you can be successful. A positive diary is included in the accompanying resources. Because we hear our negative and helpful thoughts so often, we simply believe them and don't stop to check them out. We need to train ourselves to check out what we're thinking and to discover whether there may be a more balanced and helpful way of thinking. This can be done by using the catch it, check it, challenge it, change it technique. There's a worksheet in the accompanying resources to help. The first step is to catch the unhelpful thoughts that are making you feel depressed. The next step is to check out whether you're making things out to be worse than they really are. The third step is to challenge it and to look for any evidence that supports and challenges this way of thinking. Is there something positive and helpful you might have overlooked? The final step is to change it. On the basis of the above, is there a more balanced and helpful way of thinking about this? How does it work? Catch it. A young person was feeling very low after getting a D grade for their maths assignment and caught the following thoughts going round and round in their head. I never get good marks for any of my work at school. I'm just stupid. Check it. Ask yourself whether you're making things out to be worse than they really are. Is it really the case that you have never had any good marks for any of your schoolwork? Challenge it. What's the evidence to support and challenge this way of thinking? I'm bottom of the class for maths, English and science, but I do like history and I do all right in drama and art. Change it. Is there a more helpful and balanced way of thinking about this? I find academic lessons hard, but I'm creative and get good marks in drama and art. This process helps to put things into perspective. It acknowledges that you find some of your schoolwork difficult. It challenges how you think about yourself. You're not stupid. You're more creative and do better in those classes than more academic lessons. It stops you generalizing your poor marks to all your schoolwork. It helps you remember your strengths and recognize that you are good at drama and art. This way of thinking is more balanced and challenges your thoughts of failure. What would my best friend say? Another way we can check our thinking is to ask ourselves what someone we respect or value would say if they heard our negative thoughts. Many of our thoughts stay in our heads, and we don't say them aloud or question them. Use the What Would My Best Friend Say worksheet in the resources pack. Write down your sad and unhappy thoughts. Now ask yourself to imagine what your best friend or support person would say if they heard you thinking this way. You can also ask yourself what you would say to your best friend or support person if they were thinking like this.